All right, chapter 2, section 2, BC. We've added and subtracted fractions with a like denominator. Now we're going to do it with unlike denominators. Okay? Our essential question here is going to be, how do you add and subtract fractions with different denominators? Okay? Well, we're going to do this by start talking about LCD. Should be familiar to you. Least common denominator, or it's like the least common multiple. Okay, it's the number that each of our denominators goes into. We talked about this in the last chapter, finding the number that each denominator goes into, like 1/2 plus 2/3. You see the unlike denominators, 2 and 3. Okay, well, you can look at multiples of them. We kind of do that in our head, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 6, 9. The other way we do it is we just multiply the two together. Okay, you're either thinking of a number that they both go into, or you just multiply them together. So the least common denominator between 2 and 3 is going to be 6. And you can see right here where they match up as the smallest multiples of the two. Okay? So how do we take that and add and subtract the fractions? Well, the first thing we want to do is be able to write the fractions with their least common denominators. So if we took the example up here, we'd take our 1/2 and we would rewrite it as 3/6. Okay, you're taking the 2 times the 3, so you take the 1 times the 3, and you get the 3/6. 2/3, you want to find that common denominator of 6, so you multiply the 3 by 2, so multiply the 2 by 2, and you get 4/6. Okay? And you can see what I did there. 3 over 3, 2 over 2. Okay? Then add or subtract like the like fractions. Now you're right back where we were in the last section. So there's my 1/2. There's my 2/3. Keep the denominator the same and add the tops, 7/6. Okay? If you can simplify it, simplify it. Okay? 7/6 simplifies to 1 1/6. 6 goes into there one time with a remainder of 1. Okay? Let's look at some more examples. So 9/10 plus a negative 1/2, what will that give us? Well, the common denominator here between 10 and 2 is 10. This one's already got the denominator. I had to take the 5, or the 2 times the 5, so I got to take the negative 1 times the 5. So I got negative 5/10. That's my negative 1/2. Now just add the tops. 9 plus a negative 5. Remember, the signs are different, so you think subtraction. Take the sign of the larger. 9 minus 5 is, or I'm sorry, that should be a 9 minus plus a negative 5. So that's going to give us a 4/10, which is 2/5. Okay? Make that correction. 3/4 minus 1/3. Common denominator between 3 and 4 is 12. You can get that by 3 times 4. We're looking at a number they both go into, which in this case is 12. 3/4 is the same as 9/12. Okay, we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by 3. 3 times 4, so 3 times 3. To get to 3 to the 12, you got to multiply by 4, so multiply the 1 by 4. So now we have our 9/12 minus 4/12, and 9 minus 4 is 5/12. And you can't simplify it, so you got it. All right? Remember, at any time, if you need to pause this so you can write it down and then go back and listen to it, good deal. You can do that. Okay? Let's look at a real-world example. This is from page 100, example G. An online survey of 36,000 people. How much greater was drawing than acting? It said drawing made up 8/25ths of the whole group. Acting made up 7/50ths of the whole group. Okay? The difference being here, 8/25ths minus 7/50ths. Between 25 and 50, your least common denominator is 50. 25 times 2, 8 times 2 is 16. 16 minus 7 is 9/50ths. Okay? So 9/50ths of the total population prefer drawing. You could take this times the 36,000 and find the exact number if you want. But we just need the fractional part here. Okay? Let's do some more examples. Okay, we're going to start out here. And remember, find the least common denominator, add or subtract the numerators on top, simplify if you can. So between 10 and 2, our least common denominator is going to be 10, right? Because 2 goes into 10 evenly. So this is going to become 9/10 plus times 5 times 5. We're going to get a negative 5/10. 9 plus a negative 5, 4/10, which you can simplify to 2/5. 3/4 minus 1/3. Common denominator. Okay, similar to what we've already done. Just want to make sure we get it. Times 3 times 3, that's 9/12. Times 4 to get 12, so times 4 on the top. Remember, as long as you're only multiplying by 1, 4 over 4 is 1. You're not changing the value here. And that's going to be 5/12. You can simplify it. And then our last example here. Common denominator between 6 and 8. Now you can multiply these two and get 48. But I also know that when you look at multiples, both of these go into 24. 6 times 4, times 4 there, would be 4/24. Times 3, times 3, I get 9/24. Okay? The reason why I picked 24 instead of 48 is because I just get smaller numbers to work with. And it's just easier that way. And a lot of times your answer will be simplified already, like that one. Okay? So, adding and subtracting fractions that don't have a common denominator, find that least common denominator, change each of the fractions to that common denominator, then add or subtract the numerators, simplify if you can at the end. Okay? Hopefully this has been helpful. Make sure you get all this in your notes. Bring questions tomorrow. We will start looking at examples in the book.